You are listening to the Novel Writing Podcast, episode 181. I'm your host, Colleen Mitchell. Grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. Today is a different sort of episode because we have some exciting news here at Tally Inc. But before I get into the news, let me give you the backstory for context. Back in October 2020, Haley launched the very first 60-day novel writing challenge. It was free, just YouTube videos, no workbook, and I loved the concept of the challenge so much that, completely on my own, I made daily homework graphics to help the Facebook group stay on track each day. I used that very first round of the challenge to rewrite my first book, and it worked like a charm. By the following July, Haley had created the workbook and the daily emails with those homework graphics inside, just to help participants stay on track. At the same time, I took charge of something we called Professional Premium, a small coaching group for writers where I taught on mindset, decision-making, belief, the self-publishing process, and more, all things that writers really need to consider. We created a group critique portion, ran blurb workshops, and built friendships. As of today, we are in the 14th quarter of running Professional Premium alongside the 60-day novel writing challenge. That's 3.5 years. In that time, we learned what worked and what didn't for critique groups and supporting writers going through the challenge. I learned how to get really good at asking questions about stories. And the students in Premium learned the power of community when writing their books. Several of us have published our first novels and moved on to sequels or standalones or a different series. I've been a writer for as long as I can remember, and so has Haley. Selling the challenge and running Premium has made us both grow. It's taught us a lot, and it gave us a huge group of writing friends. But Haley and I have had a lot of changes in our personal lives in the last 3.5 years, not the least of which is she became a mom, and I started working 410s in person after 4 years of working remotely. What Haley and I really want to do with our free time is write. Before I call myself an entrepreneur, and before I call myself a writing coach, I call myself an author. All that to say that Haley and I decided to make the 60-day novel writing challenge free again. So in October of this year, 2025, we are relaunching the challenge in the way it originally ran, a series of 60 free YouTube videos, and you're on your own to watch them all and write your books alongside Haley. And if you're wondering why you would possibly want to buy it when it's soon going to be free, the answer is because only 5% of people finished their books with the free version, while 60% of challengers finished successfully when they got all of the bells and whistles of the paid version. But it's up to you. If you're listening to this in real time, you have about 1 month left as of this episode's release to purchase the challenge in its current format, since we'll be turning off the sales page on June 30th, 2025. The full challenge includes daily emails with each challenge video, homework for that day, and related podcast episodes, a detailed workbook to brainstorm and organize your ideas, develop your characters and world, start crafting your blurb, sketch out your map, figure out your subplots, and more. It comes either as a hardcover workbook that we ship right to you, or in PDF format. A checklist so you can mark off each day's progress, accountability calls both before you start and after you finish with me, and lastly, when you do win the challenge, we send you an enamel winner's pin in the mail. But again, all of that extra stuff, the workbook, checklist, emails, accountability calls, winner's pin, won't exist after we make the challenge free. So if you want any of that, now is the time to sign up at the link in the description. And if you're listening to this after the fact, that link is to the playlist on YouTube. So if the challenge is becoming perma-free, what's happening to Premium? Because what we really want to do is write, to be authors. Premium in its current format is going away. We'll still host occasional calls, whether they're writing sprints or brainstorming sessions or whatever else we decide we want to talk about as a group, but they won't be every week and they won't be super structured. While Premium has been one of my favorite things to do over the last few years, I can honestly say that I'd probably have more books out by now if I hadn't been running it for so long. So what isn't going away? Pretty much everything else. The podcast will keep going with lessons from being an indie author, writing tips and tricks from a variety of writing systems, craft books and experts, guest episodes with people I think you need to hear from, and my own progress through the journey of being an author. If you want to work with me for author coaching, that's available. If you want to work with Haley for young adult fantasy developmental editing, that's still available. So are Lauren, Shanna, Leanne, Angelique, and Caleb for a plethora of other professional author services. Soon, we'll have a one-stop shop link where you can find all of us and what we can help you with in the indie publishing process, and that will also be in the description of all of our episodes. Again, I have loved running our Premium group. The challenge and Premium have helped so many authors, including me, but we're really just excited to make the challenge free again and dedicate more of our time to writing awesome books. That's it for today's episode. Thanks for joining me, and remember, the first draft is supposed to be garbage. Thanks for listening to the Novel Writing Podcast. If you're ready to stop struggling and start finishing your novel, check out the 60-Day Novel Writing Challenge. It's a step-by-step program designed for solo writers to complete their first draft with clarity and focus. Visit the link in the description to learn more.